Fresh. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome each and everybody for yet another powerful session in the series which we call the 17 laws of building a successful team. Our mentor in this session is John Maxwell, and we get to learn from the best. You know, in life, it's better instead of creating your own way. It saves time if you can stand on the shoulders of people who have been ahead of you. And John Maxwell is a person who has led big teams and also coached big teams, presidents of countries, CEO of Fortune 500 companies, and is somebody qualified to teach us anything as far as leadership and team building is concerned, because he has lived it by example. This is one of his best-selling book, and is very vital for the people who are building network marketing organization, because in network marketing, where you hear the network is a group of people, meaning you need to put people together. You understand? So you need to know the laws that encompasses all that make things happen as far as great teams are concerned. Yes, you can have a group of people working in the same company, but it's also a different thing if you can have a team of people working together in harmony for the common goal. Yes, so we have been passing through these laws. Right now, we are on law number 10. If for those who are catching up with this video on our IDF TV, we have a review for all the laws we have been covering. We have covered quite some good laws. One was the law of significance. You understand? Where one is quite a small number to achieve greatness. So if you're gonna achieve anything great in life, you cannot do it alone. You need a team around you. And if you don't have a team around you, you alone, you cannot do much. You cannot do much, ladies and gentlemen. You need a team around you. Now, we have seen this happening in our network, whereby somebody joins the network and he wants to achieve good things working alone, whereby if you're interested in nobody, is not interested in building nobody. You understand? So, and this is where John Maxwell challenges you, that you guys, if you're gonna achieve anything great, you're gonna need a team around you. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we looked at the law of the niche, which was law number 2. And law number 2 specifically was saying that we may not be in position to play the same role, because people who are members of the team, different people have different strengths. They have different strength, they have different weakness. And it's your responsibility as a leader to make sure that every person in your team is placed in the position where they play the most of the Lord. You understand? Where they deliver the most of the value. So it was so powerful, and many people got blessed by that law of the niche, so that we know that, you know what, everybody has a role to play. And as a leader, you need to place your people in the right positions, and you have to explain to other people why this person deserves to serve that position, so that the team is well balanced. Law number 3, we looked at the law of the bigger picture, whereby the goal is more important than the individual law. Many people, when you go into team building, they get so much taken up by the individual, whereby their individual gets more important than where the team is going. You understand? All they focus on is what they're delivering to the team. But he says, you know what, we need to really focus on the bigger picture. You understand? You need to be in a position to put your role or your goals to be subordinate to the team's goal. To put it under, it should be a subset. Everything should be a subset of the bigger picture. So it's not about you, it's not about him, it's about all of us. You understand? So you are not so much important, neither am I. But together, we are important, and together we can rise. So it was so much about a blessing. So pass through that video. You can watch more, so you can get more blessed by the law of the bigger picture as far as team building is concerned. Then we looked at the law number 4, which was the law of Mount Everest. If you have a dream that is as big as Mount Everest, is going to be how fast you will reach that dream is going to be determined by the quality of the team, that's the quality of people who are on your team, we call it your dream team. A dream team, it may be like your perfect team, whereby you have people with whatsoever strength that you want. And the reason why people, they're not in position to achieve their dream is one of the two reasons, or the two reasons. One, they have failed to get the dream team together. If you can only call a dream team together, it will be impossible for you to achieve your big dream. You understand? More important is some people, they have a team around you, but you don't have the capacity to grow their team into the dream team they ought to have. You understand? So you can have weak people, or people who have hidden potential. But as a team leader, you need to be having the capacity to really grow those talents, to grow their potential, to make them manifest, so that they can serve their role with excellence. You understand? And that's what the law of Mount Everest challenges us. Either we really put a dream team together, or we turn the people we have into the dream team. So that was so much of a blessing. Then we looked at which was law number 5. Then the law of the chain. You understand that the strength of the team is impacted by its weakest link. This law was a blessing of mine, because honestly, there are a lot of people who are going to drag you down when you're building the team. You understand? And these people, surprisingly, they will demand most of the attention from you. These people, even you cannot say them nothing. You understand? They carry themselves differently. They think they are more important than anyone. Yet, if you look at the value they're delivering to the team, is almost zero. So by the law of the chain, we get a chance, Microsoft gets a chance to train us on how we can manage a situation where we have a weak link or a weak member on the team. You understand? So these weak members are surprisingly, it's very important actually to know that not everybody is going to go to the direction where you want to take your team. Some people, no matter how good and compelling your vision is, some people don't just see it. You understand? Maybe because of their past experience, and they don't see why they should work for other people. You understand? They maybe their background, maybe the way they are conditioned. They don't see why they should move together as a team, because for them, they prefer moving alone. You understand? So they make everything about them, no matter what you shall explain or anything like that. So if you keep a weak member, people who are self-centered around you quite a long, and yet you have other people who are generous in their laws, who are doing service above self. Sometimes even they present to people who are not in their team. Sometimes it's they come and do service above self, and this person, everything he cares about is himself. Is always nagging, is always complaining, is always blaming, but it will never provide any solution. But it's there to quote what's missing and what's going wrong. So as a leader, the respect you're gonna get from your team is going to be directly proportional to how you deal with a weak member in your team. Other than that, you are going to lose respect. You're gonna lose respect from the strong members you have your team, and even these with strong members, they will end up delivering less, because they're seeing another person is sitting on their whatever, that one, you have guessed right. That they are sitting down there, but they are not providing nothing. So this people, their energy will get depleted because of these people. You understand? We are all serving our Lord. We are doing service. Why is he special? Why is he more important than us? And surprisingly, this person will want a special attention from you as a leader. And if we're not aware of this, so you end up spending 80% of the time with the weak members in your team, trying to struggle to make them stronger members. Trust me, even if you struggle, they will never become stronger members. And these weak members, even they produce 20% of the volume in the team. You understand? And the strong members whom you are neglecting and you're giving less time, they're the one. You understand? They're the one that are producing 80% of the volume of the team. So what he advised us, yes, the weak members, they are whenever they are ready to grow up, whenever they are ready to man up, whenever they are ready to open up their mind and ready to learn and ready to grow, then you will be there to assist. But more importantly, let them go to the general group. You understand? Take them to the general group, but don't put them in your inner circle. Inner circle, put the people understand themselves, people are strong. They can remain members of Omega Pro. Yes, we love them, blah, blah, but as far as the core team is concerned, the inner circle is concerned, no, people, they have to manage, they have to qualify to be part of the inner circle. Are with me? We cannot just them from Omega Pro, but right now we need to focus on the strong members, because these strong members, they are the one that make things happen. Then we looked at the law of catalyst, and this was the strong member. Yes, the winning team are players who make things happen. This one don't sit on themselves. They are flexible. They are open-minded. They initiate things. They are very creative. They are proactive. They inspire others. You understand? Amid this inner challenge, that are quick to provide solution. They make things happen. When things are almost there's a wall around the team, these people, they find a way to maneuver around the world and inspire the team to really focus on the bigger picture, be positive, and believe that they always be a solution. So these people, they are people of influence within the team. So most of the strong members, they have this kind of character. They don't need for their motivation, but they are the source of motivation to other members. And I dared everybody by doing that session to become a catalyst in IRF team. Don't be the weak chain, you understand? Don't be the weak link, you understand? So it was so much of a blessing. We put this on our YouTube channel. You can go watch it. It was something which was amazing. But more important, we looked at the law of compass. Vision gives the team member direction and confidence. You are building a team. Where are you taking it? You understand? So meaning a team without a vision will perish. You understand? A vision will keep your team going, because they have something they are building up to. So your ability as a leader to cast a vision to a team, your ability as a team member to work with a vision. If the vision is fuzzy, the team will be fuzzy. When you see it, then you can seize it. Where do you want the team to go? You understand? And by the time we share the vision of IRF partners, our vision, our mission, why we are doing what we are doing, why we are waking up every single day, is a vision where we want our team to go. You understand? So we got so much blessed by that. So if a leader of your team, if a leader in your team, then you carry the responsibility for communicating the team vision and keeping it before your people continuously. So without question, communicating the team vision and the atmosphere around the vision has been and continues to be by far the toughest job you will face as a team as a team builder. So we looked at the characteristics of the vision of that compass. It has to be having different qualities. Of course, we cover these different qualities. A moral compass, whereby you have to look above. It has to look down. It has to look down. It has to look below. We covered all those powerful items, which you can go and watch on our respective YouTube channel, and you'll be in position to share with your team and get as much value along that line. So, but more importantly, we looked at now law number. It was about number 8, which was the law of bad apple. You understand? The rotten attitude. You understand? Yes, this may not be the weak member. It's different from the weak member. You know, the law of bad apple. Rotten attitude ruins the team. You understand? You may have a person, yes, is doing his own, but his attitude is can make people sick. You understand? You understand? Remember, attitude is everything. You understand? So as a team builder, you need to watch out by this so that it does not affect. Because if you get a person with a rotten attitude and add him with people with right attitude, soon or later, after 90 days later, everybody will be having a rotten attitude. This is contagious. This is contagious. And I've seen it many times when you have a group of people and tell people now how much are you contributing for this and it. If the first person says 20,000, chances are everyone there will not exceed that amount. Everyone will say 20,000. Okay, I'm also doing 20,000. You understand? Whereby somebody's choice will affect other people's choice. You understand? So sometimes it's very important to watch out these people with rotten attitude. There will be a disease to your team. So there's no substitute for good attitude. So your attitude is said your attitude is John Baptist of your future. It goes ahead of you and warns everybody that you are coming. You understand? So a good attitude among the prayers do guarantee team success, but bad attitude guarantees its failure. You understand? So you have got to have good prayers to win. You have got to win without good prayer on the team, but you can lose with them. It takes much more than talented people to win. It takes people with the right attitude. You understand? So, ladies and gentlemen, there is a story which is always being shared within a story. It's a quote actually that an army of sheep led by the lion will always defeat an army of lion led by what? The sheep. You understand? Why? Because the sheep's attitude is different from the lion's attitude. So meaning, as long as the lion is the one leading, it will attack, and the sheep behind it will also get into the momentum. So you, as a team leader, be in the state of having the lion or the ego attitude, knowing that people who are behind you, they may be sheep, but you actually determines everything. But even if you have lions, strong members on your team, but you as a leader, your attitude is rotten. You understand? I've seen people they are the source of the negativity of their own team. They discuss negative news to their team. They are complaining in front of their team. They are the one who are source of low energy for their team. You understand? So let's lead to inspire. Let's aspire to inspire and motivate our team to have that attitude and live by this by example. Those who know with me, you have never seen Coach Mustafa complaining. But I may have things that I don't agree with, but I'm always proactive. I'm always looking for solution here and there. Yes, right now we have an event coming up in Uganda for the next 12 days. And we need that event to be sold out with 300 people. Now, and the question is, how am I going to have 300 people in that hall? What can I do differently from what we did differently? I'm always seeking left, right, and center. Do I need to do Facebook adverts? Do I need to go on radio? Do we need to go on TV? What do we need to do differently? Now, that's what I like actually try to think about. You understand? As a catalyst, you need to be creative along that line. But now you'll be like, last time I bought these tickets. Now these tickets, even those tickets, I will not sell them out. And you are saying that in front of your downlines. And guess that the downline will think maybe taking more tickets is bad. So let's take the tickets you can afford to sell. Because of attitude, it affects everybody that has had this from you as a reader. You understand? But the good attitude is, you know what? I want those tickets. And within 1 week, I want to sell them as fast as possible so I can get to come back and take advantage of more tickets and I go move them. You understand? And you say that, how are we going to do that? Yes, I'm going to find, I don't know right now how I'm going to do it, but I believe that I'm going to find a way. The God I serve is going to provide the way where there seems to be no way. You understand? My goal, I want 100 people turning up in my own team. I don't care how or else it's going to be done. All I care about that the people have to show up. You understand? It's a different attitude. Another person complains, another person sees a wall, another person sees a door. So it was, so go look at the law of bad apple. We uploaded that video. It was so much of a blessing. So if you have a great team plus certain attitude, you may have a great talent. People are talented on your team, but they have a attitude. You have a bad team. You may have a great talent, but this for they have bad attitude. You have an average team. But the difference between rotten attitude and bad attitude. They may have great talents on your team, but they have average attitude. Then you have a good team. But when you have a great team plus a great attitude, then you have a great team. You understand? Great talent plus great attitude equals to great team. And every leader here, that should be able to focus on to build a team of great talent with a great attitude. Then you have a great team, because nothing will be impossible before you. So talent is not enough. There is a lot of great team out there, but never amount to anything because of the attitude of their players or team members. there is only one thing more contagious than a good attitude. That's the bad attitude. Understand? So we got a lot of value from that law. Then recently we looked at the law of accountability. The law of accountability was so powerful, whereby teammates must be able to count on each other when it counts. When stakes are high, when things are going left, right, and center. The question is, can your team count on you? And you as a leader, can you count on your team? Or if things goes bizarre, everybody will scatter in different direction. You understand? If there is a challenge, instead of coming together and stand with each other to look for solution collectively, either for they just scatter around and they come back when the solution is there. You understand? If the team is going to become great, there must be accountability, whereby I can count on you guys and you can count on me that, you know what, Coach Mustafa has got our back. And I also know that the people I have in the inner circle of Ideal Partner, these four, they understand the vision and nothing can substitute that vision. They believe in what the team believes in, and they're ready to sacrifice whatever it takes to make sure that this vision becomes manifest. You understand? And they're gonna be the reason why Ideal achieved its goals, because they became part of the team. You understand? But if you are there and you're waiting for another person to come on board to make the team vision a success, then trust me, we cannot count on you. You understand? Be the reason why things are going to happen in Ideal Partners. Yes, be the reason. And this one, we talked about the accountability. It comprises about four things. There must be character, competence. You understand? There must be consistency, and there must be cohesion, like oneness, cohesion. That will be equal to accountability. So if you follow yourself, will you follow you? If you look at your character, you understand? Be light inside to do light outside. There is no substitute for character. You can buy brains, but you cannot buy character. You understand? There is no substitute for character. Anytime you desire to build a team, you have to begin by building character in individual who make up the team, the inner circle. Introduce your new team to help them understand the team culture. You understand? And we had about the 12 covenants. It talked about what defines our character. So there are a lot of things we discussed about in the law of accountability, which you can go on our YouTube channel and be in a position to watch many powerful stuff. So even if character is good, but it's not enough, you know, character without competency is expertise or skills. You understand? Yes, you may be excited, you're a good person, you're a nice person to everybody around you, but if you lack skills, we cannot count on you, because there will be situations in the team that require competency. And as a team member, you need to come on board to provide expertise. I give an example here. You are sick in the hospital, and there are two doctors here. One of them is very excited, is a very nice person, very religious, and even fasted on mountain for 40 days. Very nice person, and he loves God. And so, you know what, Julius, I'm really excited that I'm the one going to do your operation, but unfortunately, I've never done this kind of operation, also this kind of procedure anywhere. And I say there's also another doctor with a bad character. He's not a nice person. He's not religious. But he's just good when it comes to surgery. So between the nice doctor who doesn't lack skills and a bad doctor who has competency in the area of operation, whom could you choose? And everybody here, remember, you chose, you know what? Bad doctor, please come. Yes, the character, this person has a good character. I love his smile, but trust me, yeah, if he is not skilled, I don't need to try you. I cannot be an experiment here. So that's why competence is very key. That's why in Wake Up and Win, we try to look at beyond the mindset, we look at skills. You understand? Skills are very important. Knowing the skills, what it takes to build a successful network marketing organization, not just scrum work, because there where motivation will not help, whereby you need to be strategic. You need to have a game plan. You need to know I'm approaching this person. How do I present? How do I pull? How do I invite? How do I prospect? How do I follow up? How do I promote an event? These skills, you need to count them on your fingers. That I'm good at this. When it comes to a scale of 1 to 10, how do I rank myself when it comes to these skills? How competent am I when it comes to the world of network marketing? You understand? So you need to go out there and be deliberate on mastering the skill to make you competent. Yes, so we looked at that. It was so powerful. So commitment, teams succeed or fail based on the team members' commitment to one another. When times are tough, somebody may have good character and have some good skills, but when times are tough, no matter how skilled, you understand, this person just disappears. You understand? If Omega Pro, maybe their website is down, this person already has a second company is promoting. There is no commitment at all. You understand? So meaning before we count on you, on top of your skill, there must be commitment to the team that, guys, I'm going to be with you. We're going to move this together. We're going to succeed together. We're going to struggle together. We are going to win together. I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to be here for me, my value, for each and every one of you. Together, we rise. But more importantly, consistency. You understand? Somebody must be consistent. If you want team members to have confidence in you, to know that they can count on you, they can count you day in and day out, then you need consistency. Then cohesion is the oneness. The teammates need to develop cohesion. That is the ability to hold together no matter how difficult the circumstances may become. That's cohesion. Now, all this together, we are making up what you call a team. So there is an old saying, when it comes to a team, either we are pulling together or we are pulling apart. Pulling apart. So without oneness, people aren't really a team because they are not pulling together. They are merely a group of individuals working for Omega Pro. You understand? Without oneness, we become a mere group of people working under the same company called Omega Pro, but we are not working together as a team. You understand? What makes our team a team, regardless, even if we are doing Omega Pro together, but we chose to help and support one another. So today we are looking at a very powerful law, which is the law of the price tag. Hope you are ready with a pen and paper. Normally I want to do a review because there's been a window ever since we discussed this book. So I normally want to get your mind up that, you know what, we are progressing. You understand? We are getting so much value. Practice them and apply them and understand them. Don't just cram them. It's very, very, very key. So today we are looking at law number 10, which is the law of price tag, whereby the team fails to reach its potential, where it fails to pay the price. The law of the price, what? The price tag. And let's see what John Maxwell has to teach us along this line. Hope you're ready with your pen and paper. If you're ready, say, I'm ready. Is anyone ready?
I am ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, wonderful. Take as much notes as possible so that you can share after the call. Thank you. Oh.
Today I want to talk to you about law number 10. That is the law of the price tag. The law of the price tag says the team fails to reach its potential when it fails to pay the price. So let me ask you a question. The question is very simple. When does a person, when does a team, or an organization stop growing? The answer, very simple, is this: when it fails to pay the price required for growth. It is almost always a price problem. This is such an old illustration. I hesitate in using it, but it'll work well here. So let's go old for a moment, okay? It's the picture of the fleas in a jar, and you look at them, but they don't jump out. And the reason they don't jump out, even though they could because there's no lid on it, is because when they put the fleas in the jar, they put a lid on it. Now, here's a flea captive in a jar with a lid, and of course the flea wants out, so they start trying to jump out, and of course, every time they jump out, they hit their flea brain against the top of the jar. And you know, I don't know how much feelings a flea has, but you do that after a while, it can hurt. So what's the flea do? The flea all of a sudden realizes if they only jump this high, oh, that feels so good. Now the moment the flea only jumps this high, you know what the flea trainer, if there is such a thing, you know what he or she does? They take the lid off. You don't need a lid on the jar when the flea has determined only to jump so high so that flea will not get hurt again. Now let me just say something. Growth is always painful. In fact, life's painful. Paul Harvey one time said, you can tell you're on the road to success, it's uphill all the way. So basically what I'm saying is, you know, if you're saying, you know, life is good and the team is just gelling and nothing's difficult and everything's easy and we're just coasting, I just want you to know, if you're coasting, there's a reason. You're going downhill. There's a price that always has to be paid. And teams that fail to pay the price, organizations that fail to pay the price, individuals that fail to pay the price, eventually pay a price. Are you with me? You pay a price for not paying the price. So I'm going to encourage you under the law of the price tag to pay the price. Because that's where the success, that's where the potential, that's where the fruitfulness comes in. So let me give you 3 price points today. Number 1, the price must be paid by everyone. Let's start there. There's no such thing as on the team, few of the team members pay a price and the rest of us don't. Because if you don't pay the price, everybody pays the price for you not paying the price. In other words, everybody's going to feel the effects, and everybody's going to have to pay the price. Many years ago, I did a lecture called How to Get to the Top. And it was a fun lecture, and it was a very simple lecture. But basically, I said, there are a few things you have to do to get to the top. And one of the things I said is, and this is simple, but everything I do is simple. You have to understand. I'm simple. My name is John. I'm a communicator, not an educator. I have an education, but I'm not an educator. Educators take something simple and make it complicated. I mean, that's what they do. That's just the nature of the beast. If you can understand it, they're disappointed. Where communicators take something complicated and make it simple. And somebody said to me one time, they said, well, everything you do is so simple. I said, it has to be. It's me. I'm not capable of complicated. It's not who I am. So when you look at where we are on paying the price, when I did this lecture on how to get to the top, one of the 4 things that I said about how to get to the top is that you have to get up to go up. Now, that's not brilliant. But I know a lot of people who never have figured that one out. I know a lot of people who somehow think that somebody is responsible to carry them to the top. And they've been saying, I am waiting for my ride. They think that there's kind of an escalator to the top. And you just kind of get on the escalator and you know, I guess, I don't know, what do you do? One day you wake up and you're on top and you say, oh my goodness, look where I am. You know, how did I get on top of Mount Everest? How did this happen? Now, there's a price to be paid to get to the top. There is in your life, there is in my life. I remember I was doing a leadership conference last year, and it was amusing. During a break, I do what I'm doing right now. I just kind of hang around during breaks and say hi to people. I'm just kind of a hang around guy. So I'm sitting on a stool and I'm hanging around, and this young kind of a person comes up to me. Now, I'm going to qualify that. They all seem a little bit young right now. And he looks at me, and he's a little bit bold. And he said to me, he said, I would like to do what you do. So I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I'd like to do what you do. He said, I've been sitting here listening to you all day. And he said, I figured up 1,500 people. They paid X amount of dollars to come and hear you. And you've been sitting there taking drinks out of a cup and teaching us leadership, and people have been laughing and they pay to hear you. And he said, I want to do what you do. And so, I mean, I'm a little bit amused. I mean, it's kind of like, how do I apply? So I thought, well, you know, maybe we need to do a little teaching. So I looked at him and I said, well, I understand. In fact, I really do understand. I relate to the fact that you like to do what I do. I said, I've got another question to ask you. He said, what's that? I said, would you like to do what I did so you can do what I do? See, the problem is never having the dream. That's why I'm never impressed when people say, well, I have a dream. So is everybody. You go to sleep, you get one. I'm really not impressed with your dream. Well, you know, I've got this goal and I've written out my goals, and that's wonderful. Good. That means you had a little time in a legal pad or a computer. What really impresses me is not your dream. What really impresses me is when you show me how you're going to pay for it. What really impresses me is how you're going to get there. You start telling me the price that you're going to pay, the hours that you're going to give up, the relationships perhaps you won't have, the money that you will spend, the time and energy and effort. You see, everything has a price. And the bigger the dream, the bigger the payment. Small dreams, small prices. Big dreams, big prices. If you're going to have a great team, there's a huge price to pay. So the question is not, do you have a dream? The question is not, would you like to do what I do, or would I like to do what you do? The question is, would you like to do what I did, and would you pay the price to get where I am? And if you're not sure about that, I'd sit down sometime and tell you what the price is. Because there's a huge price. But that's not only my life. Any person that got to the top paid a price to get there. In fact, the higher you go, the greater the price. See, the price isn't much at the bottom. I mean, you know, when people start off in life, they say, well, I gave up everything. I say, well, big deal, you had nothing. So it means you gave up a coffee table and an old TV. You had nothing. So I'm never impressed with people who give up something in the beginning, because probably they didn't have much in the beginning to give up. What really impresses me is when you have something and you give it up. You see, sacrifice isn't doing without. I know all kinds of people who do without, never had to sacrifice in their life. I know people who do without every day, and it's because they're undisciplined and lazy. So I'm not impressed with what you don't have, but I am impressed by what you willingly give up to go to another level. That's why several years ago I did a cassette tape, a leadership tape called 10 Trade-Offs, Usually Worth Making. And I basically talked about in life 10 trade-offs that you go through, which you basically say, am I willing to trade this for the next level? Am I ready to trade? And every time that you go to the next level, there has to be a trade-off. You never go to the next level without paying something for it. And it's like going to auction. My wife and I, we love to go to auctions. We like to go to estate auctions. And can I tell you something? One of the things I've noticed about auctions is when the price starts off at the bottom, everybody's in it. Well, yeah, I'll bid. But what I've noticed is the higher the price, the fewer the bidders. It's the way it always is. So the law of the price tag says, if you want to develop a team that's going to stay on top, there is a price that will be exacted out of your life. Always. Let me give you another price point. Not only must the price be paid by everyone, secondly, the price must be paid all the time. Now, here is a great mistake. Somehow we think that if we one day succeed, we stop paying the price. So a lot of people say, if I could just make it, if I could just get up there, wow. You see, the greatest detriment of your success tomorrow is your success today. Success causes people to fail a lot more than failure. It's when I become successful and say, oh my goodness, this feels good, and I made X amount of money, and look at my title, and look at my position, and look at my car or look at my house or look at whatever I think that I should look at. It's all of a sudden, that's when the tendency is to coast. And there's an idea that somehow if I work hard enough, that someday I won't have to pay the price anymore. And I want to tell you that isn't true. A classic example of that is that most sports teams, when they win world championships, they seldom repeat. Why? Because when they win a championship, what do? They go on the banquet tour. They go from town to town telling everybody how they won last night and could I have another piece of chicken? And they come to training camp 22 pounds overweight. And they haven't played any ball during the off season. Why? Because they've been telling everybody else how they did it. And that makes you an historian. One of the most important days of my life was in the early 1970s, sitting in a Holiday Inn in Lancaster, Ohio, and having a guy named Kurt Kampmeyer ask me this question, John, what is your plan for personal growth? Now, I didn't have a plan for personal growth. I didn't know I should have a plan for personal growth. Never entered my mind. But it embarrassed me because when he asked me what my plan for personal growth is, I didn't have one. And so instead of being honest and saying I don't have one, I tried to tell him I had one. I didn't tell him I had one. I just said, well, I work hard and I rise early in the morning and I gave him kind of my daily schedule. And he said, no, I didn't ask what you do in the day. I didn't ask what your daily schedule is. I didn't ask what your job description was. I asked you what your plan for growth. And I try to give him other answers. Well, I read books, and you know what I mean. And finally, I just found I don't have a plan. Isn't it amazing all the stuff we go through before we get honest? And I'll never forget, he looked at me, leaning intently over that table at the Holiday Inn. I'll never forget, he looked at me and he said, John, look at me. And I looked at him and he said, growth is not an automatic process. You don't automatically grow. You don't automatically develop yourself. How true that is. There is a price that you have to pay to grow. Now, the third price point is the price compounds if not paid early. Some of you today that are listening in this studio are from the financial world. You're in the financial world. You understand compounding interest. You realize that if you can get your money and investments working for you early enough in life, there's a huge return for that as it begins to compound. That is not only true in dollars and cents, that's also true in the price to be paid. You're going to pay the price all the time. That is not the issue. But here's what I'm saying. If you pay the price on the front end, the return has huge potential. In fact, one of the lessons my dad taught me as I was growing up as a kid is a very simple lesson, but I've never forgotten it, and I've tried to teach both of my children this lesson. In fact, if you had stopped my son Joel today and asked him what was one of the lessons I taught you, he wouldn't talk long to you until he would say, Dad taught me to pay now, play later. Basically, it's a very simple principle on the price tag, and what it says is you either pay on the front end and do such a good job paying the price on the front end that you can compound things so that you can play some on the back end, or you play on the front end and you pay on the back end. Now, here's what I want you all to understand. You will pay. So there's no such thing as going through life without payment. You pay. The question is not will I pay. The question is when will I pay? And if you pay on the front end, it begins to be huge of the return on the back end. That's why I love speaking to young leaders and trying to encourage those that are young to begin to learn leadership and begin to learn teamwork and get some of these laws under the belt, because the return begins to be huge. Now, the law of the price tag question is very simple. What am I paying for today that will help me reach my potential tomorrow? Let me explain it this way. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about success. I think, first of all, that people think success is a destination. So they're always saying, someday I'm going to get there, someday I'm going to be that, somewhere, sometime I'm going to do that. And so therefore, success is always somewhere out there, but it's a destination. What I want you to know is success is not a destination. It's a journey. That's why I wrote the book, The Success Journey. I didn't write a book called The Success Destination. Why? Because there's no such thing as a place where you finally one day get to be success. If you're making the right decision today, you're already a success. It just hasn't showed up yet. Are you all right out there? Just as if you're making the wrong decision today, you're already a failure. Just hadn't showed up. See, we confuse success with recognition of success. We confuse failure with recognition of failure. And we have to understand that there's a major difference between both of them. So if I'm doing the right thing today, I am already a success. It just hasn't shown up yet. Now, the law of the price tag is a wonderful law because what it says is, if I'm paying the price today, if I'm doing the right thing today, the return will come. But if I'm not paying the price today, here's what I found. Shortcuts don't pay off in the long run. In fact, the farthest distance between 2 points is a shortcut. Last January, I had the privilege of being in Central Africa and being at Victoria Falls, and David Livingstone, another great man that I highly admire, of course, was the great explorer of the heart of Africa. First white person to ever see Victoria Falls. So here I am in the middle of the heart of Africa, and as David Livingstone literally blazed a trail, going where no white person had ever gone, having his guides take him through the heart of Africa and exploring the country, and just a tremendous person. Of course, he came from England, and someone sent him a message that got to him via messengers and basically said, David Livingstone, I admire what you do, and I would like to come and join you. Could you please tell me the easiest way to get there? David Livingstone wrote back and said, don't come. There is no easy way. Well, there's no easy way. So pay the price today. Pay it daily. Don't wait for the price to get too big. One step at a time. Because the law of the price tag says this, team. If you're willing every day to pay the price and continue to grow and continue to develop, you'll continue to reach higher potential heights. And the law of the price tag says, if you do that, you as a team will be successful. Home for 6 months they exercise, and then they give it up.
Just to make sure people they get the final points, so I'll wind up as the first
and you pay
minutes so that people can enjoy those.
Now, here's what I want you all to understand. You will pay. So there's no such thing as going through life without payment. You pay. The question is not will I pay? The question is when will I pay? And if you pay on the front end, it begins to be huge of the return on the back end. That's why I love speaking to young leaders and trying to encourage those that are young to begin to learn leadership and begin to learn teamwork and get some of these laws under the belt, because the return begins to be huge. Now, the law of the price tag question is very simple. What am I paying for today that will help me reach my potential tomorrow? Let me explain it this way. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about success. I think, first of all, that people think success is a destination. So they're always saying, someday I'm going to get there, someday I'm going to be that, somewhere, sometime I'm going to do that. And so therefore, success is always somewhere out there, but it's a destination. What I want you to know is success is not a destination. It's a journey. That's why I wrote the book, The Success Journey. I didn't write a book called The Success Destination. Why? Because there's no such thing as a place where you finally one day get to be success. If you're making the right decision today, you're already a success. It just hasn't showed up yet. Are you all right out there? Just as if you're making the wrong decision today, you're already a failure. Just hadn't showed up. See, we confuse success with recognition of success. We confuse failure with recognition of failure. And we have to understand that there's a major difference between both of them. So if I'm doing the right thing today, I am already a success. It just hasn't shown up yet. Now, the law of the price tag is a wonderful law because what it says is, if I'm paying the price today, if I'm doing the right thing today, the return will come. But if I'm not paying the price today, here's what I found. Shortcuts don't pay off in the long run. In fact, the farthest distance between 2 points is a shortcut. Last January, I had the privilege of being in Central Africa and being at Victoria Falls, and David Livingstone, another great man that I highly admire, of course, was the great explorer of the heart of Africa. First white person to ever see Victoria Falls. So here I am in the middle of the heart of Africa, and as David Livingstone literally blazed a trail going where no white person had ever gone, having his guides take him through the heart of Africa and exploring the country, and just a tremendous person. Of course, he came from England, and someone sent him a message that got to him via messengers and basically said, David Livingstone, I admire what you do, and I would like to come and join you. Could you please tell me the easiest way to get there? David Livingstone wrote back and said, don't come. There is no easy way. Well, there's no easy way. So pay the price today. Pay it daily. Don't wait for the price to get too big. One step at a time. Because the law of the price tag says this, team. If you're willing every day to pay the price and continue to grow and continue to develop, you'll continue to reach higher potential heights. And the law of the price tag says, if you do that, you as a team will be successful.
Okay. Okay. I think you have been blessed by this. I hope you have got so much value from this. You have got so much value from this. Now it's time to share without even wasting a lot of time. It's time to share as we always do. I think this has spoken volume. I don't want to take time to if I share my own version. I already shared at the beginning of the video. If I share the beginning of the video, normally I give time for you guys to share. For me, I'll always share by tomorrow morning when we are starting. So it's time for you guys to share what you have got from this. Does this speak volume? Does that awaken something within you? Does this really collects you, the mystery you have been doing as far as approaching success is concerned? You understand? As far as team building is concerned, what have you gotten from this video? Put your hand up and let's share. Put your hand up. Those who are ready to share. It's better we put your hands up so you can know the people who are going to share, so you can balance the time very well, because that time is already well spent. So we have one other people who are going to be sharing what you have got from this video. Please put your hand up so that I can balance. If you don't put your hand up, I end up giving a person a lot of time, and then you come in later when there's no time and you end up prolonging this course. So if you're gonna share, put your hand up right now so I can be able to balance. Even the person who's gonna share, he knows that, you know what, I'm speaking right now, but I have other 4 people who are waiting in the line to share. So let's go with the first person. Engineer Julius, you can go right ahead.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm super excited. This is Engineer Julius. I'm going to share with you about the role of the price tag. There's one thing that caught my attention, that where he said that the price must be paid all the time. That one, to me, it speaks to me that once you start to, when you're paying the price for your success, you have to be consistent. You have to continue paying the price. You have to continue. Here it tells me that why is Eric Worre still doing the trainings? I'm getting it. He has to continue his journey. He has to continue impacting as many people as possible. So once you start this journey, we have to continue doing what you're supposed to do in the right way. Another thing that caught my attention is that success causes people to fail more than failure. Yeah, like if you get success, to me, how can I understand that? If you get success and you don't use it in the right way, you cause more harm than good. It's a little bit, you cause more harm than good, because you may get the success and use it in the wrong way to suppress others. I'm getting it. Then he said that there is a price you must pay to grow. Because growing, he said that there's even that growing is painful. It is painful. Like even if you plant something to grow, it is painful. It has to open so many holes. So when in the process of growing, you know, to accumulate wealth, it is painful. So then he said that, what am I paying for today to allow me reach my potential tomorrow? That is an individual question. I'm getting it. You have to ask, what am I going to do? What am I going to do to change tomorrow? You cannot use tomorrow to change tomorrow. You have to use it today. Many people take time to decide to do what they are supposed to do, but you can use today to change tomorrow, but you cannot use yesterday. Many people are always disturbed by yesterday, what they went through, not knowing that tomorrow is always a new day, but today is the day you can use to change tomorrow. That, and to me, it really touched me. And I think for the interest of time, I see we have very many. Let me stop there so that we all hear from everyone. Thank you so much, Coach Mustafa, for bringing this journal of law, and everybody is interpreting it independently. And of course, our individual action is going to help us progress. But we all need to put in effort. That's why each and every must share, so that you can also understand more. Thank you.
Okay, powerful. Yes, next person, Sarah, can go right ahead. Thank you, Julius, for being precise.
Good morning, Coach, and good morning, all the champions who are on the call. What I've learned from this session of the law of paying the price tag, and number one, I've quoted, is like, it's a must for anyone to grow, for any company to go ahead or to grow, to expand, to be whatever people admire in the future. Someone must pay a price, and you must be ready to pay that price no matter what. Another thing is like, people who don't want to pay the price, they always assume it is another person's responsibility. So to me, I think, but to me, it's okay to like carry on the responsibility or to execute always, all the time, to be compatible. You don't wait for another person to do the responsibility, because that is a price you have to pay. No matter what, you have to pay that price. If you find something which is wrong, do it. That is a price you're paying in the course of your growth. And another thing I quoted, that you must be ready to sacrifice things to pay that price. It's a must. There's no growth that comes on a silver plate. Always there must be a sacrifice, just as what we are doing today. As we wake up earlier in the morning at 6, it's not easy for everyone to do this. There are people who cannot pay this price of waking up at this time. So as for us who are on this call, we are always paying the price of waking up. One day we are going to harvest from it, or they will see success out of it. And another thing, we can't go on the next level without paying a price. Meaning there is no level you can reach without paying a price. You can't skip it. It is just like a baby cannot walk without first mother getting pregnant. A baby cannot run without first crawling or sitting down. So we have to go step by step. With the time, we reach those goals that we want to reach. Another thing is not that everybody is going to pay the price. We have some people in our team whereby you don't expect them to pay the price. Some people are reluctant about it. They don't care. They're not responsible. So that means if you feel you want to grow, you want to go to another level, you want to expand, you must be ready to carry that to go on and pay that price, because success, there's no one reaches success without paying a price. Then another thing he talked of, a price compounds. Very true. If you think you are skipping this step and you are going ahead, one day you are going to come back to that level until you pay that price of that level. If you're not willing to do that, just know whatever you are building, it's going to collapse because there's a level you have skipped. Just as you cannot begin a house, you dig the foundation and all of a sudden you don't put the wall plate, you just begin the windows. It is impossible. You have to build all the way from the foundation. So a price is so important. No matter what you do, you don't need to wait for it. It will compound. It will wait for you until you rebuild that part which has been left vacant or which has been left not worked on in that growth. So you cannot go forward without constructing it all from the way where it has to start from. We need to know exactly, that's another point I noted. We need to know exactly what we are paying for. What are you paying for? Or you are just running blindly? You need to know which goal am I going to achieve from this? While doing this, while waking up, what are you after? What are you learning from this? Because you need to know what price I'm paying for. So this is also important. And another point I noted from the session that we need, every time you do a right thing, it is a success already. Once you are doing something wrong, it's a failure already. And the things we know them. Sometimes you know what I'm doing, it's wrong, but then you persist, you keep on doing it. So there is no need to do what is wrong when you know you have to do a right thing. So you just know that whatever I'm doing today, there is a price ahead of it because it is wrong. You will collapse and come down and begin afresh. So instead of wasting time, we have to do the right thing as early as possible. That is what I've learned from this session. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you, Sarah, for coming in. Wow, that has been lovely. Francis, you are next.
Yes, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. I want to share about this, the price, the law of the price tag. Yes, I've written a lot of notes. What I've learned from this is that the team fails, every team will fail to reach its potential if they fail to pay the price. So like we need to pay so I was saying that the organization stops growing when it stops paying the price. Growth is always painful. If everything is going on smoothly, then there's something wrong. So what I'm learning is that there's no success without paying a price. So when your life, okay, when you're growing a team, maybe you're growing an organization and everything is moving on smoothly, everything is okay, it means that there's you say that it means there's something wrong. There's something wrong, because for what shows that you are succeeding are the challenges you're going through, are the prices you are paying. Now, for example, we are having an event and everyone is supposed to pay his tickets that he's supposed to sell. Yes, some people don't have money. Some people may take it as a burden, but trust me, it is a price you're paying. It is a price you're paying, and trust me, you're going to succeed. There's success at the end of the what? At the end of the tunnel. So whatever we are doing, whatever we are going through, maybe you don't have transport, but you keep on coming to learn at the office. You keep on coming, you improvise ways of coming to the office, and you learn something new. That's the price you're paying, because you have a dream. You have a dream. You have something you're looking at. It is where he said that the bigger the dream, the bigger the price. The smaller the dream, the smaller the price you pay. That means the bigger your dream is, the bigger the price you're supposed to pay. When coach, you told us to draw our dream chart, people were putting a lot of things. They are putting cars. Somebody was putting a house. He wants to have a farm. Like somebody has put everything and he wants to have everything. Trust me. And the thing is, if you want to have all those things you've put in the chart, the price is supposed to be bigger. You understand? The price is bigger. The price is bigger because the dream is big. So if the dream is small, the price will be small. So growth is always painful. If everything is going on smoothly, then something is wrong. That is I love that. Something is wrong. So it is like, I love it. It's the same way in Christianity. If you're having you will never understand the things of God. For example, you'll never understand how to operate in faith if you don't have challenges in life. You cannot understand how faith operates if you don't have challenges in life. You cannot understand how the power of God works if you don't have, if you don't face certain things in your life. So if there was one man of God who told us that if you're not facing any challenge, maybe if the devil is not attacking you, like if you're not facing the attacks from the devil, it means you're moving a straight line with what? The devil. You're moving where the devil is also moving. Yes. So the price is there to pay. So it's talked about that. What are you willing to give up to go to the next level? You understand? And I realize that these are the principles. These are principles of even in the spiritual realm, because even Jesus, even God, to save the mankind, he had to give up his son. So Jesus had to pay the price. God had to send his son so that he pays the price for mankind. There's no way we would be saved just like that. The sin of the first Adam had to be paid for. So what do you have to pay? What do you have to trade to go to the next level? That means if you want to go to the next level, there's a price you're supposed to pay. There are things you have to let go. There are things you have to let go to match to the what? To the next level. Yes. So the things don't just work out like that. There are things you're supposed to pay. There's a price you're supposed to pay to what? To go to the next level. Yeah. So even God had to pay the price. Jesus had to pay the price for the mankind to be what? To be saved. Then that one he talked about it when you say that price must be paid for everyone. Everyone. Imagine Imagine, coach, if you are coming to the stadium, you're telling us to buy tickets, and for you are not buying the tickets. How do people think? You get? So everyone has to pay the price. So like these people, if somebody now, some people are buying the tickets and others are not buying because they don't have faith whether they'll get the money, you understand? That means they're running away from the price they're supposed to pay. So that means it's either their dreams are small, it's either they don't want to pay the price. But this is the thing, if that means for every person who has succeeded in life, he has paid the price. Let this thing sink in our heads. Let it sink in our heads. Let it be our cogitation that everyone who is at the top has paid a certain price. So it talked about the price point. The second one, that the price must be paid over time. So it talked about something about compounding, and I related with the Omega Pro. When you decide to compound your money for like three years, it means there's a price you're paying. You're paying a price of being patient. Yes, you'll face challenges. Certain things will come up, as maybe you reach a time and you don't have school fees, you don't have money maybe for transport, and you say, no, I'm not going to touch my compounding. I want it to compound for 3 years. That means there's a price you're paying. There's a return. There's a huge return at the end. So some people think that success is a destination, which is wrong. Success is not a destination. If success was a destination, that means everyone in the world would be successful. No one would have died as poor because if it was a destination. But it says that if you're doing the right thing, you're already successful. It has just not shown up. Wow, that was a nice statement. And he said that vice versa, if you're doing a wrong thing, you have already failed. But the thing is that failure has not just shown up. So he says that most people confuse success with what? With recognition. So the thing is, if you're paying the price, if you're buying the ticket, if you're involving yourself in the activities, we are buying the tickets, we are calling people. We are sometimes we don't have transport, but we come at the office, we find ways of coming to the office, and we are trying, we are pushing, we are paying the price. Trust me, we are already successful. It has just not shown up, but one day it is going to show up. So it means we just have to keep on paying the price. We have achieved we have achieved our builder. Have achieved builder level. Some people have achieved associate. We have to keep on paying the price. It is overtime. There's no shortcut in paying the price. Some people want a shortcut way. They don't want to pay the price. They want to come, put a huge amount of money in Omega Pro, and then you understand, and wait for 7 years to accumulate it. They don't want to pay the price of inviting people, of networking. So there's no shortcut. Don't pay anything for a long run. If you're willing to pay the price every single day, you're willing to grow every single day, you will reach full potential. Thank you very much, Coach. Okay. It was a wonderful topic. I loved it so much. Okay. Have a blessed day.
Okay, wonderful. Then we have the next champion sharing. That's none other than Martin. Go right ahead.
Yes, good morning, Coach. Good morning, champions. Martin here. Yeah, even though Francis has exhausted almost everything, but let me just recap. I learned that success is not a destination. It is a journey, okay? What that means is that as we work towards being successful, there are a lot of things that we are going to encounter. There are challenges along the way. Okay, and therefore it is a long journey that we must all go through to be able to be successful. Okay. He also says that if you're doing the right things, okay, the right things daily, at one point success will show up. Okay. The reverse is if you're making the wrong decisions daily, at the right time, failure will show up. Okay. So it is very, very important that we make the right decisions, we do the right things, and for sure success will definitely show up. Okay. The other point that he talked about is that there is no easy way up. Okay. There is no easy way up. For you to be able to get up there, you must pay some price daily. Okay. That means that the little things that we do every single day, okay, waking up early, talking to people, making phone calls, sometimes they can be difficult. But as long as we keep on the track, we do it every single day, for sure, okay, you'll end up, you'll be successful, that is, okay? The other thing that I picked from the conversation, or rather from the class, is that growth is always painful, okay? That for you to be able to grow and be able to realize your potential, it is not easy, okay? There will always be challenges along the way. And therefore, that is the bit that I would like to share. Otherwise, I want to wish everyone a great day. Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Martin. The next person is Reste. Go right ahead.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good morning, champions. Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
Coach, thank you for this topic. Thank you for this opportunity as well. And thank you for the wake up and win. I've learned a lot. Everything has been said, but what I've learned, you don't automatically grow. You just can't say that, like you see someone today and tomorrow they've grown. Someone has said that when you give birth to a child, they don't walk like tomorrow. You give birth today and tomorrow the baby walks. No, it is a process, and growth is painful. I've learned that. And in this process of growing, there are many challenges we pass through. And another thing I've learned that is that the bigger the dream, the bigger the price. If you don't want to, if you want to stay in that life, in that mediocrity life, it is okay, even if you don't do anything. But if you want to be someone, if you want to become someone, if you want to go somewhere, if you want to impact lives, if you want to make change, that means you have a big price to pay. And we've learned here that if you decide to pay price, you must pay the price every day, pay the price daily. We see this in our normal life. They say that rich people are the people who want money most. Yes, they want the money most, and they do those things they do every day, because at times you're like, why do I why do these people wake up? They already have the money, they made it in life, they have this, they have that, but they understood this thing. If they want to be on top, they have to do these things daily. That's why they don't sit back and relax. That's why at times we are like, when you look at Tomiwa, you're like, this man, he has a team, he can make 50,000 every week. Why is he still doing what he's doing? He understood this, that you have to do this every day. You have to pay the price every day, because when you stop paying the price, that means you will slide back. Another thing I've learned is that if you want to go to the next level, you can't go to the next level without paying the price. There are no shortcuts in success. And Maxwell told us that success is not a destination. No, it is a journey. And if you're making right decisions every day,
you are already successful. Even if you're not seeing success today, just know that you're successful, and anytime success will show up. But the opposite is also true. If you're making wrong decisions today, you're automatically a failure. And here, sometime back, there is a clip we saw, and it was they told us that future is created. So you can't say that you can't just jump into the future. No, future is created. How is it created? By these prices we pay every day. That's how you create your future. And these people who say that, I want a good future, I want a better future, you know what, when you're doing nothing today, you will continue saying that you want a bright future and you want a good future, but without you paying the price, you will stay where you are. You will just continue saying you want, but you will not get it. Because in the book of Think and Grow Rich, we learned that wishes don't bring riches. You just can't wish and something happens. No, for that thing you want to happen. What is the price you're paying today? What are you doing today? And like when we come back to maybe these things of our event and our business, when they tell us that we must pay the price every day, you don't have to, because here in the book there is somewhere where Maxwell told us that like the price compounds. The price compounds. You can't say that let me relax and wait for the event. That's when I will invite people. Let me wait 1 week to the event. Even if I don't go to the office, let me just wait for the event to come. Trust me, like the price will be last days. If you are doing what you're supposed to do or paying the price every day, that by the time the event comes, you will not have a huge task to do, because you've been doing this every day, and at times you get used to it, other than you saying that I'll go on the last minute and start calling people and do this and do that. Another thing, when I come back here to the growth is painful, very true, guys. The growth is painful, because when we look at the stories of these people who have made it in life, when they tell you how they made it in life, you'll be like, oh my God. At times you're like, me, I can't even endure that. But for them, they passed through that and they paid that price. That's why we see them where they are. It's because they paid the price. So me, as a person who has big dreams, I've learned today that I have a very big price to pay. It is not just going to come. And since I learned that wishes don't bring riches, that means that I have to pay my price each and every other day, because every person we see on top, they paid a big price. So thank you very much, Coach.
Okay, wonderful, Leste. Thank you for coming in and sharing with the rest of the champion what you have gotten from this powerful law. Then next person we have is Editha. Please go right ahead.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning to you, champions.
Yeah, so my contribution on the price tag is that, first of all, of course, there's something which other members have already contributed. But for me, for my understanding, that everything has a price. So that means not only in success ladder. Like example, when I take Omega Pro, if someone join Omega Pro, there is a price. If you don't join, there is a price. If you do something, there is a price. If you don't do, there is a price. So either positive or negative, but there must be a price. So like Pro, I take examples of the people when we share the opportunities. So one of my friends told me like 16 months. That is long time. That is too long. And then I told her, how long do you think you are going to live on this world if 16 months are long for you? So I think that's also depend on somebody's goal, life goals. So that's why the guy has said, if you have a big dreams, if you have a big dreams, you can't say 16 years, 16 months is a lot of time. I don't expect a person with a big dream to say that. Otherwise, you are sure you are going to die tomorrow. But another thing I've learned is patience. Like many people want instant results.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow, I put my money today, tomorrow I need a return and that's it. I can't wait. So I think also the guy is talking about patience. So as a member for Omega Pro, I think everyone who has entered this organization, I think has an element of patience. Because Omega Pro, whether you like it or you don't, patience is a key. Especially if you want to see that is 300. If you want to see that is 300%, you must be ready to be patient for it. So I think also Omega Pro is teaching us patience. Even when you enter in the organization, you are not patient, the organization will force you to be patient.
Yes.
So another thing is about majority of the time we wish to be successful. We want to be successful. We sing about successful. I love the statement of the previous speaker who said that wishes doesn't bring success. I think that's my takeaway for today. I just love it for myself, like, oh, this is very true.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there is, yeah. So majority of the time we wish. We wish. I remember in the previous time I could meet even someone with a beautiful car. I could even stand and look at that, maybe the man or a woman, and say, oh my God, what does these people do to get this kind of thing? Are they special? Are they special than me? Do their players go faster than I do? I used to ask a lot of questions. But I think Omega Pro is helping me to know that someday I'm going to have that one. So nowadays, I don't even look at them. I say, my passions, and now I have the light opportunity like Omega Pro. With my passion and the hard work, someday I will reach there. So majority of the time, we wish, but we are not ready to do anything. No, we are not. Unfortunately, we are not even ready to try. Taking risks. We don't even. So you, for example, when you look at your Omega Pro, is a very complicated organization. Very complicated. Their model of paying. I've been in many this networking organizations, but Omega Pro has something special. Their model of paying is very complicated, and sometimes you will never understand it until you are in. So that's what I learned for myself. So when Valeria shared me with the I think Coach Mustafa shared with me the first time, and I was leading that is 0.45. And my mathematics was not coming, like 0.45. 16 years, my money is back. This thing is not reality. So I remember until Valeria, when he came to teach me about compounding, And for me personally, I never even know, I never even hear it previously. So when Ivare taught me, and then I realized, oh, so this is how it works. So that's why you can have 3%, 300% within this time. Otherwise, my maths was like, my maths teacher, no, this is not coming. So that has taught me that when you are out of Omega Pro, sometimes you cannot understand how these things work. And that's why you find many people, no, this thing is not real. You can share with someone an opportunity and say, it's not really, editor. So until you have now at least we know the rules, so you sit down to teach someone. So I want to say that as much as we want to succeed, let us be ready to take risk. Let us be ready to learn. So sometimes you can tell a person like, okay, fine. You don't understand your Omega Pro. You don't understand the information I've sent you. So you invite them in our meetings, but even in our meetings, somebody doesn't. And nowadays, you know, after COVID, we are doing it online. Somebody doesn't need to go town. But no, people are not led. People are not led even to go into online meetings. So that is teaching us a lot. Like wishes cannot bring success. So that's my sharing for me. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Edith. That has been so powerful. Karen, you are next.
Hello, good morning, coach.
Good morning to you.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Go right ahead. You have muted yourself, unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. You go right ahead. You are muting and unmuting yourself at the same time. Okay. Karen, we can hear, you can unmute yourself, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yes, good morning, coach, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, I'm happy today for this law. I've heard that you pay the price for not paying the price. This thing has caught my attention, coach. You pay for not paying the price. What is this all about? It means that if you don't pay the price, somewhere, somehow, you'll pay that price. Positive or negative. If you want to grow, you must pay the price. If you don't want to grow, you don't pay the price. And if you want to succeed, you have to pay the price. If you don't want success, then you don't pay the price. In whatever we do in life, there must be a price paid for it. Whatever you want in this world, you have to pay the price. If you are like, I am not going to sacrifice this, I'm not going to sacrifice this, then you forget all about the growth. If you want to grow, then pay the price. And paying the price includes many things. Paying the price includes many things. it needs a lot of sacrifice. You have to put in a lot of time. You have to use energy. You have to even put in money. All those are needed if you are to pay the price. At times, you find yourself saying, now I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. Eh? If you find yourself not having time for anything, then that means that you will not grow in that field. Now, our Omega Pro business, it also needs sacrifice. If we are to benefit from it, it needs a lot of sacrifice. It needs paying the price for it. It needs making phone calls. It needs inviting people. It needs learning. Already we are paying the price for us to grow in Omega Pro. That's why we wake up early. That's why, coach, you sacrifice your time every morning so that you can learn something.
I think your network is having an issue.
Wake up call.
We are struggling to hear you.
I know. One time we are going to match. He said that. Hello.
Try to change your location. Your network is having an issue. I think Kenny's network is having an issue, but thank you for sharing. If you can hear us very loud and clear. Amos Yusuf, you are next.
Thank you. Good morning, coach, and good morning, everybody.
Good morning to you.
Thank you so much. This is MC Yusuf from Tanzania. I'm happy for what I've learned today, because many have been shared by the previous champions who have contributed their own. But as for me, I think and I understand that success doesn't just come. This world has been designed in the way that nothing just happens. If you see something is happening, it's coming from somewhere. So somebody has contributed something to the happening of what is happening. So if we want to succeed, that means there have to be our personal contribution. If you have not contributed to anything for it to happen, then it doesn't happen. So the whole concept of this this law of the price is that you don't just get something just by wishing or by not doing anything. It doesn't happen. So God has designed this world that if you want something to happen, then you have to do something. And the value of what you are doing will be determined by the price. So every price you see in every product when you go to the market, it is just telling you that the really price of that product you are seeing at the market. So if we want to succeed, we have to be ready to pay something for our success, which is a price. And I've learned that there are different groups of people in this world. That there are people that are causing things to happen. There are people that are watching things happening. There are people that are victims of things happening. You see, and you find different experiences from those kind of people. Now, for what we have learned today, that means we have to be the people that are causing things to happen. We have to be at the kitchen, cooking things to happen. And for you to be at the kitchen, you you face a lot of risk. You face a lot of, challenges right there. But you are the one causing everything to happen. You are the one causing everything to be where it is supposed to be. So what I can say, I like the statement that success is not a destination, that success is a journey. So in your daily journey, what is it that you are giving up for you to have the better step in your next step? There have to be something that is given up. Something has to leave you. Something has to go out of you. And that's something, most of the time, you need it. You need it, you want it, you are not ready to lose it, but it has to go for it to bring another new thing that you are wishing for or you are planning for. And he said something that I don't care about your plan, your goals, whatever you are planning, your big dreams. After all, people go to sleep and they have dreams. So your big dreams, it doesn't matter if there is no plan for how the price will be paid for you to achieve such a dreams and goals. So planning is good, it's very important. Having dreams is good, it's a roadmap for where you are going, but it's not enough just having the roadmap and not knowing how you will go about it and get the result of your roadmap. So that's all about life, that's all about success. Our daily life, everything we are doing, our daily activities, we have our opportunity, Omega Pro. What we are doing about it every day, it determines how we will become in the future. So the difference of our life in 2 years, 5 years to come, 10 years to come, it will depend on how much price everybody here has paid for him to get to where he's dreaming about. So thank you, Coach Mustafa, because of time. Back to you, sir.
Okay. I think, wow. Time is a burden. I wish I could also share, but time is a burden. And we have to have also other programs to get involved. Other people have to learn their workplace. So tomorrow I will begin by sharing my part, my observation when it comes to this law. But trust me, this is the reason why sometimes I look what networkers are doing around this market and I just smile, because I know they don't have the stamina. You understand? You cannot guarantee success without paying the price. And for me, I don't care how long we are going to take for us to achieve our goals, as long as each and every day we are growing. That's why you see Ideal Planner, we are centered on personal development, making our team members better and better and better every single day, because we know at the end of the day, it's going to mount up to something very, very big for the good of everyone on the team. Yes, there are a lot of examples I can give along this line, along this industry, but I can tell you, champions, we need to, it's okay to pay the price. In some way, it's okay to pay the price, because that's what it takes if we're gonna achieve something very, very great, and something very, very powerful and profound. So I'll not share much because I'll have time to share more because of time. I want to really tell you that we have a Zoom presentation at 7 p.m. With our leader, Champion Valeria, and the rest of the leaders in Tanzania. They are hosting a Swahili Zoom. So please be in position to pass by with your Swahili speaking prospect. They will get so much value about Omega Pro. And more importantly, in Kampala, to a midday, we have another training. Please pass by with your people. It's a price. Sometimes is not easy, but if you know, if that's what is going to challenge me to become a success, I'm going to struggle to make sure I stand by my commitment to grow each and every day, so that I can fulfill on the promise I gave myself. I have to get better. I have to know these things. You understand? So there are things I'll share more my part tomorrow. Because of time, I cannot share beyond that. So we have an event happening in Uganda, and we are really putting together. We are targeting about 300 people. So pass by in Uganda, then you'll be part of the organizing team, and we pay the price together. Yes. Having said that, I wish everybody a very blessed day, and I'll be recording this and I'll be sharing it with everybody in our respective groups. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.
Wow.